Hello and good evening and welcome to the Magnificent Abundance Manifestor. So this is our manifestation week that starts today. I tend to be spontaneous and not give much notice, but you have the notification, so I'm glad that you can join me either right now or on replay. So today, the theme, so the Monday of the manifestation week is always focused on money because it's called Money Monday. And it's about giving you more insights in terms of what energy can give you access to more money in your life. So that's what the theme is all about. I did the week one where I talked about, I even did a PowerPoint presentation to show and explain how this works. So today there is no PowerPoint, but I'm going to be with you right now and talk to you about the energy of abundance and scarcity, and why it is actually extremely important to understand that it's beyond a concept. It's that way of living your life that is going to determine whether you're going to call in your life more money or not. So people talk a lot in the personal development industry / spirituality of living in an abundance mindset, living in oh, you made me blush, Kayan. Hello, and oh my god, you're looking like $1 trillion. Thank you. So that's perfect because it's the theme of today, Kayan, that we are talking about, money and how to attract more money into our lives. So, and that's why it is super important to understand what is underlying the concept of living in an abundance mindset or state or energy versus scarcity. So let's first, define what abundance means versus scarcity. So of course, you're going to tell me, of course, I'm not going to call on poverty on me or scarcity. And yet sometimes your energy will do it for you, but you're not even aware that you're doing so. So when you live in scarcity, that means what you have is never enough, or you're always in complaining mode. And so that's the surface. It's like whatever you have feels not enough. And yes, so then you can tell me, yes, okay, fine, fair enough. So I can repeat over and over again, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy. Well, is that really going to work? For some people it might. They will experience some shift. But some people will say it 100 times, 1 million times, and they're still going to experience dire straits. Why? And that's what we're going to talk about. So it's because there is a deep underlying belief in their being, in their body that they're carrying, in their energy, that they're either not worthy of wealth and abundance, and that they are not going to get it. So it is obviously self-worth related. But I can hear some of you already say, well, but I know someone who is always complaining and he doesn't have much a sense of self-worth really, but he's still making good money. Well, you see what he says with his, with his words, what the tongue says, but the deep-rooted value in him, that is something you don't know. Because it's always come from what is deeply rooted in you. If someone comes from a place where they've been living in abundance all their lives, it's just, it's just a way of living. It's like the sky is blue, so what? I'm going to be always rich because that's who I am. That deep imprinted belief is going to support their energy to then attract opportunities to them more easily than someone who had to work the hard way to attract it. So because there will be struggle associated with attracting money. And that person, even though they would say, yes, I will love money and I want to have money, they are going to associate it with hard work, sweat and tears. And somehow this is living through a scarcity energy. You see? So, and then the next thing that you're going to tell me is, well, am I doomed then if I come from a place of, if my background has been, you know, my family is not wealthy and it's been about hard work all the time, and that's what I believe most of my life. And in fact, when I try to tell myself it's going to be easy, it's going to be easy, well, it still doesn't work and I'm still struggling. So what's going on? So you're not doomed, but you need to do some really deep inner work to remove this deep imprinted, deep-rooted value from your vibrations, from your energy field, from your belief system, from your subconscious. So you can read 100 books, and then you can, yes, then some people actually use hypnotherapy, right? So that they replace whatever belief they have with the good ones, the ones that are going to tell them that they are actually successful and that you know, money comes to them easily. And that's going to shift a lot inside their mind, inside their brain, so that they're going to be presented with opportunity more easily. Is that enough though? Well, yes, to attract the money, but because I operate, as I said before, from a holistic perspective, money is not necessarily wealth. So abundance means everything is flowing. Because a lot of people, even though then they manage to attract money, they're still living from a scarcity place because they're either afraid that they are going to lose the money, they are still very wounded or scarred from various trauma that they have been through. They either got they lost money, or their business partner took advantage of them and they don't keep the money that they're making, or they have all the issues and it doesn't seem flowing, it doesn't seem like abundance and happily ever after. So the question is, well, is that really a thing? Can you really become truly abundant, truly wealthy, truly happy? Yes, you can. But you need to do the work. You need to heal these wounds that are inside you that you might be aware of or not. Because these wounds are the reasons why you keep attracting the crappy people around you, or you keep losing the money, or you keep having a hard time attracting money in your life. And if you don't heal these wounds, then you might make some progress, but it's going to be limited. And now, this is where it's become even trickier. All right, so let's say you do the work and you focus on wealth mindset and you decide that it's going to be easy. But at some point, you still notice that it doesn't work. You know why? It's because in some part of you, there is still a part of you that is living in scarcity or survival mode. And it might not necessarily be related to money. In fact, a lot of people who have experienced severe emotional neglect and abuse are having a really hard time to create true abundance in their life, even if it's money, let alone love and other things. It's because even though they have all the belief system in place, there is a part of them that still is locked in a jail, in a prison, and is in living in dire strait when it comes to their emotions. So in essence, if you are lacking, if you lacked love as a child, and I'm going like to the trauma-based scenario, if you've experienced a lot of bruise emotionally, so you didn't get the love and affection that you wanted, and you have a lot what people called, you have mother wounds and father wounds. So it's become like really technical, but in essence it means like your needs for love haven't been met by your family, and you didn't receive whatever you needed to flourish and feel loved, accepted, validated, and you live in a place of dire straits emotionally, and you are emotionally wounded. And no matter how hard you're going to work to get to a place of abundance in your life, if this is not addressed, then whatever you're doing is still not going to work. And that is really sad, but at the same time really true. Those who have suffered from abuse, whether it's emotional, spiritual, psychological, sexual, physical, and haven't healed their trauma, are going to still have that scarcity vibe around them, survival mode, and they are not going to be able to attract the other stuff because the abundance is being repelled by these vibes that are very wounded. So that is something that I encourage you to look into for yourself, and that is the homework that I'm going to give you for today. So what is the homework? The homework is look into yourself and ask yourself, where inside me am I still feeling like I'm not having my needs met? Where inside me do I feel still disappointed, sad, lonely, and like I don't really feel I'm going to really get what I want? That is a description of a scarcity-based mindset. But I'm not saying it's not valid, because you have suffered and whatever you feel have its reasons. But wherever you feel that way inside you, whether it's related to friendship, love, business, if there is a part of you inside you that is very wounded and has still these negative belief, then it's going to affect the rest of your life. It's going to poison you in other areas of your life. So I know it sounds crazy, but it's totally related. In fact, today I even spoke to someone who said to me that since he made a clean break with someone that was very toxic in his life when it came to his, love life, in fact, he separated from that person. He said to me, wow, that was amazing because my career really took off. And somehow that energy of that person hovering around them, because there was a lot of struggle, like damaged a lot of things in that person's life. So this is why I'm telling you, if whatever you want has not happened yet, then somehow in parts of your life, there are places where you're still feeling stuck or in prison or powerless or frustrated, and the deep belief that you can't really get what you want. Maybe you can see yourself as, the next CEO of Facebook, or Amazon, you know, the next Jeff Bezos, but in fact you tell yourself, well, actually I will never be happy in love. Somehow this is damaging that. And it can be in any areas, right? So look into you and write down, where in my life do I still feel, I would say pessimistic? Where in my life do I feel sad? Do I feel still resentful? Do I feel still angry? Where in my life do I have the belief that I will never get what I want? Because when you identify it, then it's about working through these wounds, this belief, and go deep into the root and go back to the time where you experience the pain, the disappointment, the trauma that made you carry that belief. Sometimes it might be even further before. I did mention that. So it can be karmic, it can be past life, it can be a family, a lineage, you know, that has been transmitted from one generation to the next. But it is very important that you identify it and that you look into where it's existing in yourself, in your energy field, in your life, in your body, so that you can identify and release and heal. Then you will be able to experience the growth, the takeoff, and then you are going to experience abundance the way you really, really want. So that was my message for today when it comes to your money energy. Your money energy is more than the money. The money is a consequence of a lot of things that is happening inside you, your belief system around what you can and can't have, where you've been disappointed and where you don't trust yourself. You have failed yourself and then you feel like you can't trust yourself anymore, or simply you have abandoned yourself. In some areas you might show up all the time, but in some areas you might flake. So that is always catching up with you at some point or another. And if you don't address it, if you don't deal with it, it's going to spoil, poison, become toxic with the other parts of your life. Okay? You've heard that many times, that you have these, you know, these stories of these once very successful businessmen or career people who supposedly had everything going for them, and then all of a sudden they get divorced, they lose everything, their wife don't want to be with them, their kids, and then it's like chaos. But was that really all of a sudden? No. It's because, yes, they had the thing that made look like they were having it all together, but there were parts of their lives that they were neglecting, that they were not showing up for themselves, where they would abandon themselves, where they would neglect the communication, the connection, the health, or whatever. And if you don't address this, then it's going to create chaos in everything that you've worked for, in areas where it supposedly works. But then if you neglect the other parts of your life, then sooner or later it's going to have that horrific negative consequence. Or the next co-CEO of Sabrina Inc. Sure. So that is something very, very important, and that has been a story that you have, you know, listened to over and over again. I mean, if you're into personal development, that is a very common story. One that comes to mind is that coach that used to be a big shot lawyer and is now a very famous speaker and a business coach. His name is Robin Sharma. He wrote the book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And that was his story. I mean, I don't know the whole story. I've never had a conversation with him, but from what I read, that's what happened to him. So big awakening, slap, everything, you lose everything. And then, whoa, you wake up and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I didn't realize that. So don't wait until that happens to you. And if you are still not getting what you want, then that means that there are other parts of your lives that have been unaddressed, that you've been dismissing, avoiding, and that you are a little bit not super resistant to go to. And we all have this, right? We all have that. This black box that is carrying us, and we're like, no, it's okay, everything is fine, but actually it's not. Until you have to face it, until it's too late. So don't wait until it's too late, and maybe it's already too late, meaning you already don't have what you want. So, you know, as opposed to keep saying you want it, then look into your life, what has been unaddressed, and go and heal it. Get support, get guidance, and do whatever it takes to get what you want to be. Okay? So if you want to work further on your money energy, I have a magic potion for you. So this magic potion is a workshop I did on money energy. I have a full course, but this is going to give you, very affordable as well, it's going to give you a flavor of what it's like to work on your money energy. So it's not going to break the bank. So I'm going to put the link below so that you can have a look and start that first step. So you're going to do a guided healing, and it's going to really help you already kick off your, your path to heal your money energy. So I'm going to put the link below. And if you have any question, as usual, don't hesitate. You have also a free community, a free Facebook group for the community. If you have questions that are around manifestation, but not necessarily about that theme of today, go into the group, ask your questions, and you will get the answers from the members or from myself. Take advantage of the resources that you have, and create and design the life of your dreams. That's what it's about. So that was it for today, and thank you everybody who have joined. Thank you Kayen, Walid, Robert, and everybody else. So I am happy to take any questions if you do have them. If there isn't, well, I am going to love you and leave you. And of course, get ready for my Sabrina Inc. empire. Right, Kayen? Okay, so I will see you tomorrow. Yes, it's not next time, it's tomorrow. This week is the week, the manifestation week. I put the themes earlier in my post. Look, on my page. So today was about abundance and scarcity. Correct was yes, Kayen. Hi, Don. And so today was about money, and tomorrow is about business. It's actually, I have a separate, I don't know if it's a good idea. Yes, I think it is. So I have another business page that is called Broomstick Capital, that is purely about business, where I do the business lives from, and then I share it with you here. So you can like this page as well if you want to get the notifications for the business lives. So tomorrow is BSQ Tuesday, and it's about strategy or guided action in business. That is very important because that's what we learn in the books in business school, that you need to have a strategy, and that's how you assess a company. Do they have a strong strategy? But do you really need to do that when you have your business, or can you just trust that you're going to be guided? That's the big question that I'm going to answer tomorrow. And I'm excited to see you again tomorrow. All right, so on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you and wish you happy manifesting. Bye. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and put a comment under the video. Bye and happy manifesting.